Welcome to A Talk with Armani. I am your host, Armani Iman. This is the show that takes you behind the scenes and in front of the screen of all different types of productions. Whether it's a feature film, a brand new TV show, or writing a book, I introduce you to those powerhouses that make those productions work. Make sure you stay tuned as I bring to you my first guest. Welcome to A Talk with Armani. I am your host, Armani Iman. This is day 2, 3, 4, I don't know, it's Producers Week. And I've got an exciting show planned for you and a surprise. So make sure you stay tuned. I'll be right back. You're watching A Talk with Armani. Oh, you've got to be kidding me.
I have to make a stop.
Come on, Bobby. You know I have to be there, but oh my gracious. Like, what is so important that you have to make a stop? Where are we going?
I have to make a stop.
Who is it? Hi! Oh my goodness, like what is this, surprise Armani Day? Oh my God, Tammy, how are you?
I'm doing good.
Oh my goodness, I'm so fabulous. You look absolutely perfect.
Thank you.
Oh my goodness, so tell me about the Lamorne Agency. What is going on? Because I know you've got all these things going on.
Yes, indeed.
Oh.
Well, I'll tell you, right now I'm adding to the brand.
Okay.
We have a line of whiskey coming out called
Whiskey?
Brownstone. Yes.
Oh, well,
whiskey.
you've got to make sure you let me know. Brownstone.
Yes.
Oh, like the group.
But I have a skincare line coming out.
Oh my
with
goodness.
makeup.
Oh, yes. So we can be glam.
Yes,
we have to be glam. We have to be
Definitely.
fabulous. So you've just been busy. And then you've got the
Yes.
Boys and Girls Club.
No, actually, I'm working on independent artists right now.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
We're doing independent live concerts all around the South. We go
Okay.
statewide and worldwide. We're
Okay.
doing something in Atlanta.
Yeah.
I'm getting my daughter involved, which is all about women empowerment.
Yes,
for me.
yes.
So she's involved in everything that we're doing. She's involved in the music. She's involved in the skincare line.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, that
She
is
just
so
can't be
exciting.
involved in the whiskey.
Right.
We're not
right.
there yet. She's still young.
What's the tagline? It's Brownstone. Did it make you sing?
Just make you feel good.
Did it make you feel like
Well,
singing?
it's called Pour It Forward, so we have a charity component to it.
Okay.
So $2 from each bottle, along with Local Choice, which is the distributor.
Okay.
We'll give back to the community because I'm all about helping the community.
Right,
Definitely.
yeah, because you do that. You champion so many causes that are just like dear to your heart and my heart, and it's just
Yes.
like wow, like how
Yes.
being a Wonder Woman. You know what? I just saw a skit. It says, "I'm not saying I'm Wonder Woman, but her and I have never been seen in the same room at the same time."
Exactly. Exactly. And in a
Because-
while, I'm trying to inspire independent artists with
Right.
music and
Music.
film as well. I
Yeah.
just was asked to be on the board for the North International Film Festival.
Oh wow.
So I'm going to be judging films with that as well.
Wow.
So I'm touching a couple of different things. I'm a serial entrepreneur, you know how I am.
Yes. Wow.
So it's not, you don't have to have a short film where it's 5 minutes, 10 minutes.
Right.
It could be
It could be anything. What about
Exactly.
episodics, like serials, like everybody? What happened to the good sitcom? What happened to the What's
I'm writing
Happening?
one for you, girl.
Are you?
Yes.
Okay, well let's do it. We're gonna get that done.
Yes, I
Because
am.
what about? I was just thinking about that. Like, remember What's Happening used to come on every day, and now you can't even
You
get
can't
that
find
now.
it.
You
I
can't.
mean,
Where is it at?
it's not
Where's
there.
the good comedy? Even Archie Bunker with his old cranky
Yes.
stuff.
I watched that. I watched
Me
that, and
too.
I watched Cheers.
And all of the
those.
family,
Yeah.
all of them, and they came on every day, so you knew what you were doing when you got out of school. I ain't gonna tell our age. But when we got out, when we got out of school, we knew what we were doing. We was turning on the television, and boom, we knew what we were gonna watch. Well, thank you so
Thank
much
you
for
for
coming,
having
and yeah,
me.
of course, and just jumping in the car with me. Thank you.
I like the ride.
Of course. Welcome back to A Talk with Armani. So, what are we going to talk about today? Because there's so many different things that's going on, and there's so many different current events that's happening, that it's like, I don't want to talk about anything too heavy, but we don't want to be, trashing anyone or anything like that. But I think I do want to talk about the one thing that I would say is kind of like the elephant in the room as far as social media is concerned, and that's the 2018 Grammy Awards. And I think the most notable thing about that was that Jay-Z was nominated for 8 Grammys in all different types of categories. I mean, he went from Best Song, Best Album, best collab, best this, best that, the best, and he won none of it. And usually, you know, when something like that happens, you'll see all kinds of memes. They'd have had a picture of Jay-Z with Michael Jordan's face crying or anything. There was nothing. There was absolutely nothing. It was almost like it was a quiet acceptance. There was nobody said anything about it other than the fact like, oh, they knew they was wrong. And that was it. So he didn't get clowned. Nobody said anything about that. And I just find that, you know, a little peculiar because social media usually has no picks. Like, they go off on anybody about anything, and there was nothing that was said about that. So I guess, you know, that's Jay-Z. Got it. And then on the other side of that, of course, we saw the announcement of Kylie, who just had her baby, and she kind of, I don't know if she was taking a shot at, you know, the people that live their life on social media, which happens to be all her sisters, but she basically said that, you know, this time in her life was a private time, and she just kind of did not want to live it on the cameras, and, you know, when she's ready, she'll be ready. And I think that that's something that we need to continue to do. I've said in the past how, you know, being in social media, a lot of our children are on social media. There are millions and millions and millions and millions and millions of followers on social media, and they are emulating the people they feel as though is popular. And by us continuously living life on social media, we don't realize whose life we could be affecting. So, you know, shout out to Kylie, and, you know, I applaud her for keeping such a private time private, and so that she can enjoy it without the restrictions or without the ridicule that often comes with social media. Well, that's all I got to talk about for right now. I want you to make sure you stay tuned because it's Producers Week, and we've got some exciting producers for you to meet. I'll be right back.
You're watching A Talk with Armani.
Welcome back to A Talk with Armani. So as promised, this is Producer Week. And again, you can produce anything. There's all different types of producers. There's all different types of production. Whether it's a book or a movie or a song or a show, if you are creating it or making it better or putting it together, then hey, you're a producer. Please help me welcome the producer of the day, CAPPRICCIO.
Hello, how are you?
How are you?
Excellent, excellent. Thank you for having me.
So you've got a lot of stuff going on.
A lot of stuff.
Okay, so let's talk about the producer in you.
Yes,
Okay?
yes.
You are producing
I'm executive producing a television show called The Digital Don.
The Digital Don.
Yes. And
Tell
so
us
the
about it.
Digital Don is sort of like MTV Cribs meets Pimp My Ride. We come
Okay.
in and we digitize your home. So you have a floor model television with a
Okay.
VCR sitting on top of it. We come in and we upgrade you and bring you into the 21st century. So that's the Digital Don.
Okay, so you recreate it. You make everything more
Absolutely.
technical savvy.
That's right, that's right.
Okay, what have you done? What interesting ones have you done so far?
Well, actually, we're just getting started. So we
Okay.
start to film the first show next month. So,
Okay.
but we have some things lined up.
Okay,
So-
well, yeah, come on, give me a sneak preview.
Well, it'll be, you know, we'll do, you know, appliances, we'll do television systems, we'll do security systems.
now,
So
when
we'll
you
just do-
say some appliances, some systems, is this making it a smart home?
Could be that, yes. It
Okay.
could be something, you know, where you talk and, you know, you tell the appliances to do something, X, Y, Z, or it could
Okay.
be just, you know, we're going to give you a bigger television. You have a little small black and white TV. and
Now,
we're
how
gonna-
does that work? Does the person call you or reach out to you and say, CAPPRICCIO, I want you to pimp my house
That's
or
right.
whatever? And then you give them, I always wanted to know this, like I really wanted to know. And then what, do you give them the budget of how much that's going to cost and then they pay you to come out and do it?
No, we go in and we look at the house. So they reach out to us and they say, hey,
Okay.
can you help us out? There's a grandfather whose grandkids won't come to visit him because he's outdated.
Okay.
And they hate going over granddad's house.
Okay.
So he reaches out and says, can you come and upgrade my home so my grandkids would like to hang out with
Absolutely.
me? And we come in and we look at it and we say, all right, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, we're going to change this, we're going to upgrade that. And it's at no cost to them. So it's just part of the show that we're actually.
Are you kidding me?
That is correct.
So
Yeah.
how do you pay for that? Like, how are you getting this big
Sponsorships,
screen
you know,
television?
people, those folks they want to be featured. They want their items on our show. So as part of that opportunity, that's
So, but you picked the story that you think would make the most
correct.
sense.
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah, it's not like, you know, somebody just wants their man cave updated because they were playing on.
It could be that. I mean,
Really?
it depends on how we feel about that man cave. We're like,
Right.
you know what, this guy really needs a man cave.
He really needs to get it done.
So let's go in and give him that
Let's
man
really
cave.
go in here and do
That's
it.
Right.
Wow.
That's right.
Well, I really need my basement done.
Yeah, it's not difficult to find people.
Yeah, I really need. No,
Sure.
I really need my basement done.
Okay.
So
We'll talk. We'll talk
about it. So, but that's not the only thing you're doing. You're doing some other stuff. Yeah, you're.
I'm actually a professor at SAE Institute where I teach
Okay.
all the music business modules. So I teach copyrights, entertainment law, publishing,
Oh wow,
etc.
That is so important. I've met a lot of artists. Having a record label myself, and there's a lot of people that don't understand the importance of copyright.
Right.
They don't understand the importance of registering their music.
That's
they
correct.
don't understand how important being a part of an association or organization like ASCAP or
Correct.
BMI or Sound Exchange. They don't understand how important it is.
That's right.
And then they complain about why this isn't happening or why this took place or why this didn't take place. And they don't understand how important it is. And it's relatively cheap to register for all those things.
That's correct. In fact, some of them are free. That's
yeah.
right. Absolutely.
So I didn't understand, like, and then when you tell them, it's like, oh well, I'll get to it.
Well, I think the fundamental flaw you see with most artists is they want to be famous.
Right.
And so that becomes the issue. They're not thinking about the business. There's a little word show and a big
word business.
Big word business.
Right.
And unfortunately, they're trapped in show. And so I see that that's what happens to most artists. They just get caught in the show part of it.
Yeah, and then of course, and then you're talking about and they don't read the contracts.
Of course not.
They don't read the contracts. No. They don't, and I think the thing that I've always found to be, I don't know, mind-boggling is the word, is how they'll come into the business with nothing, and somebody will, fund their video or fund their travel or buy their clothes or do whatever. And then when they start making money, they get mad because it's like, oh, you got to pay that money back.
Right.
Well, what did you think? Like,
well, it's like the employee handbook, right? You get a job. Do you ever read the employee handbook?
Right, you don't. You don't.
When do you read the employee handbook?
You absolutely
when
don't.
you're in trouble.
Absolutely.
And that's when they start reading the contract.
Yeah, that's
so
when they start
it's too
reading
late
it.
at that point, right?
Exactly. But it's like, okay, but what did you? I mean, actually, I think it would be common sense. If you have no money and I spend $100,000 on you, when you get some money, I want my $100,000 back.
That's right.
So if you made $100,001, I'm going to make sure you get your dollar, but I need my $100,000 back.
That's correct. Yeah, it's called recoupment.
Yeah,
that's
and they don't read that. And then it's all these articles that the label did them dirty and this, that, and the third. And it's like, well, wait a minute. What exactly did the label do?
Yeah.
They took my money. Well, how much did the label give you?
Yeah,
you know, but I think there's something to be said. There's a lot of artists now that are independent and they're not getting the advance money because that's always been the problem.
Sure.
The advance.
Sure. Yeah.
I think the advance has always been the issue.
It's funny you say that. I get the sense that labels will probably stop giving advances at some point in the near future because ultimately they're setting you up for the opportunity to launch your brand, but they don't necessarily need to pay for that per se.
Right.
So
I don't know if they will because it also is a money-making thing because then there's money because they don't just want their $100,000 back. They want money on top of that. You got to pay the VIG,
Right.
So,
but you have a lot of artists that are showing up with pretty much everything done.
Right.
So they're not in need of an advance per se. They're just in need of the outlet. So
right.
It could be a point of contention. We'll see what happens.
But I think that that's an issue. I think that if they didn't give the advance, of course they wouldn't be able to immediately go to the dealership and buy that Hellcat, but eventually you would.
Right. True. Very true.
Eventually you would. So, but not only about the music, and we're going to take a short break, but we got to come back about your interesting other hat that you wear, okay?
Absolutely.
We'll be right back.
You're watching A Talk with Armani.
Well, welcome back to A Talk with Armani, and I am talking with super producer and wearer of many hats, CAPPRICCIO. So, there's another hat that you wear that's equally as interesting as being knee-deep in the music.
Sure. I am the UN ambassador to Vienna.
Wow.
The NGO ambassador.
Wow.
The
So-
non-governmental organization ambassador. Yes.
Okay,
yes.
so how does that work?
Well, for the most part, it's just about bringing goodwill and doing a service in terms of adding light as it relates to my sector and what I do in terms of the community. So
Okay.
it's a goodwill ambassador.
Okay, well, no, okay, why Vienna? Are you from Vienna?
No, they selected me. You know, I went through a process. I went through a background check, and it just turned out that that's where I was selected to
Really?
To represent. Yes.
Have you been there?
I have. Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
How exciting is it?
It's very exciting.
Wow.
The coolest thing that happened, I was on the train on my way into the UN, and I saw a guy with some Beats by Dre headphones, and I thought, man,
Wow.
the impact of music around
Music
the world.
transcends all barriers.
Absolutely.
It really
Absolutely.
does.
Absolutely.
You know, I think the coolest thing, I think one of the coolest things, and it may seem rudimentary, but I think one of the coolest things is when you walk into a club and they're playing one genre of music, but
Sure.
then you see everybody dancing to
Yeah,
it. You know,
yeah.
I think that's one of the coolest things. Rihanna once said that when I drop an album, you'll just hear me everywhere.
Yeah.
Or whatever the way she did it. You know, when I drop a song, they playing me everywhere. And that's true. It doesn't matter what kind of club you're in, what venue it's in. You know, music can briefly, for
Yeah.
that moment, just kind of bridge
Absolutely.
all
Yeah.
barriers, and everybody can coexist
Yeah.
as long as the beat goes on.
Well, I
You
think
know?
about I Will Always Love You, and when Whitney Houston does it, it's a pop song, but when
Right.
Dolly Parton does it, it's a country song. But at the
Absolutely.
end of the day, it's just a great song.
It's a great
So-
song. And they both sound amazing
Yeah,
doing it.
yeah.
Even when you hear Dolly Parton, you can't take away from it and say, well, Whitney did it better.
Sure,
You know,
right.
because in her style, in the way she did it, it's an amazing song. And there's other songs that's like that, and then they get redone over, and you
Yeah.
think that's that person's song. And then you hear the original, and you're like, well, wait a minute. You
Yeah.
know, because again, music is just, it does so much for the soul, for people, for
Sure.
unity, for everything. And it's just an amazing tool. It's an
Yeah.
amazing peacemaker, if only for a few minutes.
Yeah, I wasn't a Mariah Carey fan until I had my heart broken. Then I was like, oh my God, those songs she's writing about me.
Listen, and I wasn't a country music fan until I had my heart broken, because they sit there, they talk about it, don't they?
Yeah,
They talk about
they say if you play a
drinking.
country song backwards, you get everything back. So.
Yeah, oh well,
You get your
listen,
wife back, you get the house back.
Because you lose it all.
You
you
lose
know
it
what I
all.
mean? But the stories that they tell is just like, oh my goodness, this really happened. This one song, the girl was like, you know, I had him as a boy, but you got him as a man, but I'll get him back if I can. And it's like, oh, so you just put her on notice.
Yeah. I was reading something where they were talking about scientists sort of looking at music as a potential for time travel. Like, because the music is the one thing that can take you to a place.
It
You know,
can.
you've heard this song when you were a kid, and every time you hear the song, it takes you to that very
that place.
moment.
You remember when you first
so
heard it.
I remember SWV, the lyrics said, sometimes it's soft as the misty rain that gently touches my soul. And
Right.
I'm like, woo,
Ooh,
the
and you
misty
remember
rain.
that. Look
Woo.
at
Or when I was traveling 64 westbound, headed to Richmond, and I'm hearing Craig Mack, but the song is like,
Yeah, right,
and I just remember
absolutely.
pulling my car over like, and he was like, hi, and I'm like,
Right.
I don't know what he's saying, but my God.
Yes,
So, yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Music does do that. Well, I appreciate you so much for coming on.
Thank you.
And
Thank you
please
for
tell us,
having me.
how can we follow you? And we need to know when your show is coming on.
I am at CAPPRICCIO on all social networks, so
Okay.
CAPPRICCIEO, so at CAPPRICCIO, and the
Okay.
show is airing on the Impact Network in March.
Impact Network in March. That's a cable network?
Yes, yes.
Okay,
yeah.
Impact Network in March. So you guys can check your local listings. Now, it's airing in March. You're going to be filming in the next couple of weeks.
Absolutely.
So are some of these things going to be live?
They won't be live. It'll
Okay,
all
but
be-
they'll be happening as we
yeah,
go along.
Yeah, absolutely. Because there's a thread that will be.
Okay, you'll be following.
Yeah.
I need my basement done.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
We'll be right back.
You're watching A Talk with Armani.
Welcome back to A Talk with Armani. So I've got a special treat for you today because I don't have just one guest. I have two. And again, it's Producers Week, so I have to bring to you the most exciting producers in the industry. With me today is DJ Cash Clay. You gotta help me welcome because he gets the hype going. Hype, 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 hype. So, DJ Cash Clay.
I like that. I like that title. I wish I could DJ. I'd be like you, like the other week you was trying.
Yeah, I was doing my thing. I was like, You should have seen me. I mean, I was doing it.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, the crowd was jumping. They was like, hey. I had people dancing, all kinds of stuff. But no, tell me what you do.
I'm a producer.
Okay,
so
of course.
I produce music. I go by Cash Clay Beats.
Okay.
On all social media. I produce for Migos. I did a record with Migos featuring Travis Scott.
Okay.
On the Culture album. The album before the one they just dropped.
Okay.
It went platinum and is Grammy nominated.
Oh, look at you.
Oh,
so you
yeah.
got a
So
Grammy nomination.
We're
Look, okay.
doing our thing out here.
So how
Definitely.
does it feel? I mean, because, you know, you're hearing this music and everybody's talking about it and they dancing and you know that that's your stuff. Like you produced it, you behind the scenes in it, and you know that it's a club banger. You know what I mean? Like people all over is like it sold millions and millions of copies.
Right.
Like you sold millions and millions of copies. Okay, yeah, Migos and Travis Scott, but you know that's your song.
Right, definitely.
How does that feel?
It feel good, especially coming from, like, I work from home. So it's like coming from just making music out my basement.
Wait, hold
then
it.
going to the Grammys is like.
What? You
like,
work from home?
I work from home. I
In
don't
the
really work out
basement?
a lot of big studios.
Okay.
Now I do more.
Okay.
But I pretty much had custody of my children.
Okay.
So at night I couldn't really leave them at home by themselves. But
Okay.
I make my music from my home and send it out. And
Wow.
sometimes it landed. The last one landed on the platinum album.
Wow. So did somebody, now how does that work? So you produce a beat and then is it a bespoke beat? Like is it custom? Like did somebody from the Migos reach out to you and say, hey, I need a beat? Or did you produce the beat already? It was waiting for somebody to just say, I feel that's my beat.
I pretty much already had it produced.
Oh, okay.
But I got a phone call from one of my close friends that played for the Cleveland Cavs. His name is Iman Shumpert.
Okay.
And he called me like, send Quavo, you know, part member of the Migos, send him some beats. So I sent it to him the next day, and 6 months later, Culture
Wow.
album.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
And that came from a friend that knew somebody. You
Yeah,
know what?
that's like
It's
that.
wonderful because you do got some friends that will look out for you.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
You know what I mean? But that was a good friend to have.
Oh, yeah. We've been friends for a while, so it kind of like, he got into a position where he can help me. So that's how he helped me.
All right, so what are you working on right now?
We're working with Think It's a Game, with
Okay.
YF and Lucci, and
Okay.
a whole bunch of their other artists. I got a new record coming out with K-Camp featuring Moneybagg Yo called Racks Like This. That'll be dropping in a month or so.
Oh my goodness, so you're busy.
Oh yeah, we working.
You really working.
We got a whole team, Street
Oh, okay.
Certified.
And what's it called?
Street Certified.
Street Certified.
Oh, yeah,
And you
Beat
got
Cartel.
the shirt. Okay, the Beat Cartel.
Yeah, this
So
is-
y'all mobbing.
Oh yeah. We ain't playing fair.
You're not playing fair.
Oh,
You
no.
doing your thing.
Yeah.
So okay, so let's say your beat. I want a beat from you.
Okay.
Or I'm an artist, and you know, I'm looking for a sound. Can I tell you I'm looking for this type of beat, and you can make it, or do you pretty much already have the beats made, and I just have to listen to your catalog? How does it work?
Either way, it depends. But if you would like me to custom make you a track, I can do that too.
Now, when you say that, okay, because custom, when we think about that, I think, okay, like custom shirt or custom suit or custom dress is expensive. Is it expensive to get a custom beat?
Not really, it's about the same. It's about the same thing because I really want to make the best record possible for that artist.
Okay, so y'all hear that? You know what I mean? He's working, and
yeah.
you know, and sometimes now, see, I know from being involved in music, having a music label, and being able to and meeting a lot of artists, and doing a lot of things with music that the beat can make or break the song.
Definitely.
Like the beat is sometimes what actually wins the award, what gets people out. People don't really hear all the words. Sometimes you'll be like, oh, did he say that? But for real, it's the beat that'll get you out your seat and listening to the song in the first place.
Right, definitely.
With knowing that, do you find yourself like inundated with requests for beats now? Do everybody know your lineage? Like, okay, he's responsible for this hit and he's responsible for that hit. Do people know that?
In some situations, when they contact me off of my social media, of course, they send the credits. So they'll still hit me up. I got my inbox is full of people still.
Are you
They
serious?
still, yeah.
Oh,
they
wow.
ready to work.
Then you-
Independent.
Independent.
They still come up to me like, I need them beats.
And you're there.
It depends. I do check them out to make sure it's gonna be worth my while, and then I have my management contact them to make sure their business, because
Is
some people,
business.
some of it'll be like some things that'll waste your time. So I don't have time for that.
Oh, okay, okay. So tell me this: if somebody wanted to reach out to you for your social media or go to your website or whatever, tell me what is your social media, your website, your information. How do we get involved? Get to you. How do we get to you?
Pretty much it's Cash Clay Beats. That's CASHCLAYBEATS on all social media.
Okay.
It's CashClayBeats.com as well.
Okay.
The merchandise page coming soon. I'll be sure to update everybody on that on my Instagram and Facebook and Twitter.
Okay.
Also, we're working with Atlantic Public Schools,
Okay.
and it's 11 schools in the program,
Okay.
and each school is assigned a producer. So you got Zaytoven, you got me, Cash Clay Beats, you have Justice League, a lot of other big producers. It's assigned to each school, and each school gets to pick a person off a talent show. We just had ours last week.
Okay.
So we picked a young lady. She's real dope. So I get to produce a record for her. I got Grady High School.
Okay.
And Zaytoven and the rest of them, they got other high schools.
Oh, that is wonderful. So
we're
you're
in the
taking the
community.
music back into the schools because you know they had
Yeah.
took music out of the school.
Oh, they doing it
You
big,
know, so
too.
now we're doing the music in the school and you're going to produce. Oh, wow.
It's big.
How excited was the girl that won?
She was excited.
Is
Her
there
and her
footage of
mom.
that? Does anybody have footage of that?
It's probably
at all?
like people on there going
Yeah.
live like that, yeah. But not
We
yet.
gotta see if we can find it.
Yeah,
Yeah, we
definitely,
gotta see
'cause
if
that
we can
talent
find
show
it.
was dope. It was by 107.9 is behind it,
Mm-hmm.
and Atlanta is gonna be big. They doing a whole compilation CD with all the high schools,
Okay.
so it's gonna be
Okay.
Atlanta Public School
Oh, wow.
compilation CD.
Well, that's fabulous, and that's wonderful to see you giving back and to know that there's a need because we were just discussing about music and how it bridges the gaps, and it a lot of times music will be the only common language that we'll all be able to understand. You know what I mean? I think it will get to that point where the only universal language will be music. So it's important to continuously, to cultivate it and to just keep it there, especially for our youth.
Right.
So I applaud you for that. I really
yeah.
think that is fabulous.
I think
Thank
that's
you
one of
so
my
much.
biggest accomplishments, and I enjoy helping the kids coming up.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
All righty. Well, thank you so much, and thank you for coming on the show.
No problem, anytime.
Okay, thank
you,
you.
too.
All righty, we'll be right back.
You're watching A Talk with Armani.
Welcome back to A Talk with Armani. So, as I told you before, there's so many different things when it comes to production. There's so many different ways you can be a producer, whether it is producing a book, a TV show, a movie, a 5-course meal. There's all different ways to produce something. And the most important part about that is the produce. Because what it is you're creating, you're making better, you're adding to, you're putting your twist on something that might already exist, but because you've now added your own little particular spice, you've produced a whole different flavor. So you want to dig down inside of you and find that producer in you and come up with something. It doesn't matter what it is. Something that you may decide that you want to put your own spin on, or something that you may decide, you've always thought about, but you didn't know how it would get done. Easy. Do it. That's all you have to do is just get in there and do it. Until next time, stay safe.